I'm here. Good evening, everybody. We have a storm threat to talk about a little bit with you here tonight in our live coverage here. Sorry about the first time we went live there. I'm trying to get the TikTok broadcast working. Um, and for some reason I don't know if I'm having trouble with it or what, but it's just not wanting to do it. So anyway, if you have been living under a rock, we do have a long line of storms coming through, about to enter the western portion of Kentucky. I'm going to give you the latest details. We're going to talk a little bit here with you about what the latest AI data is saying, weather data, so on and so forth. Um, and again, kind of look at the live radar here. It does look like some of the portions of the line are starting to calm down a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. But give me just 1 second if you guys don't mind. I've worked all day alongside doing all this, trying to get this TikTok side working, and I can't get it. I can't get it on. I don't know if I've done something wrong or what. Just 1 second. It says we're live. It says we are live. This is the part that's confusing me. Is anyone watching on TikTok in here? Because it says we are live. And I don't know if I've done something wrong. I have no idea. I know a lot of people have been requesting for us to go live on TikTok, so that's why I was trying to do it and get it up and going. I don't know if I've done something wrong here. I feel like I've done everything correctly. I don't know what I've done wrong here. Do I need to hit this button here? I genuinely don't know what I've done here. Yeah, no, I mean I've got all the permissions and everything to go live on TikTok, but for some reason it's just not triggering the live. Let me double check. Oh, it does. It says we're live. It says we're live. Now muted. He's live on Facebook. I'm literally seeing people comment. Look, am I gonna leak anything here? Okay, no, I don't think so. Look, it's a picture, and I muted myself apparently. When I go to my TikTok to see if it's working, it's not working. Don't worry, guys. There's no storms happening right now in Kentucky. Don't worry. There's no imminent threat to anybody at the moment. I'm just trying to see what's happening here. Because one thing is telling me I'm live, but when I go into my actual TikTok, I don't see myself live. I'm trying to make sure I'm in the chat so I could see you guys talking. Again, right now is not. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here. Download Live Studio. Maybe I should try that. Again, I'm so sorry, everybody. This is our first attempt at doing this on TikTok. So again, I am sorry for so many people have been requesting we go live on TikTok that I've been trying to get it going. And of course, tonight it's just not wanting to. Well, I accidentally downloaded that 4 times. That is so strange. That is so strange. I know the YouTube and Facebook is working just fine, but I don't know don't worry, guys. Again, no one in Kentucky is under an imminent threat at this current time. I'm going to get everything started and going here in just a second. Just bear with me just a moment here. There's no audio or video, just the cover photo. That is so strange. It is so strange. What about now? Can you guys see me on TikTok? That is so strange. When I go to my TikTok on my phone, I don't see it. They're all still saying no. This is so crazy to me. No, just the cover screen. I'm about to lose my mind. How in the world am I live, but they're not seeing or hearing anything? Just the cover screen is showing. And the stream is start again, someone said. I guess we could try that. Turn it off. So I know you guys are seeing the I know everything's kind of weird right now. I know everything's kind of weird right now. But I'm trying to get this working. We need to spend one night doing this. Scan to log in. Goodness gracious. I'm so sorry, everybody. Don't worry. Once again, no one right now is under any imminent threat. I'm going to cover the storms that are coming through. They'll be in Kentucky in about 20 minutes. We're going to cover all that. We're going to talk about the latest model data, the latest radar data, so on and so forth. Here, matter of fact, let me pull it up so you guys can actually see that there. Instead of just looking at my apparently live overview. Dude, can you stop hopping up on that screen? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see what that is now. I see what that is now. That is so strange that it just stopped working. Okay, I'm gonna toggle it back live here and see what happens. I'm so sorry once again. Everything looks correct in the settings though. I don't understand. I don't understand what could be wrong here. Oh, it says I need to start the virtual camera. What is that? Might not be able to edit some OBS settings because it thinks it's still active after a stop. Restart OBS to be able to. Okay, the virtual camera is on now. I don't know if that worked. As we are live once again now. Lagging a lot on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this thing working tonight because if it's making everything else lag, I'm not gonna worry about it. I really don't understand how this is not working. You guys can see it says I'm live. It's getting screenshot cover. We're definitely not into gaming. That is so strange. That is so strange. Again, right now, currently the storm line is not in Kentucky. It's about to be, so we have time to sit here and work on this. I promise you guys. It's. Thank you guys for all the shares and all the likes and everything. You guys know we usually go through all that. Thank you for all that. I appreciate you. I don't know what's happening on this TikTok thing. What does this button do? I'm just clicking buttons now. Something's gonna work eventually. Oh, I just took a clip. Dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. Apparently. Well, anyway. Well, anyway. We'll see what happens. Flagging your comments. Anyway, let's just get this stuff rolling like we usually do. I'm gonna turn off the TikTok thing for now. Unable to see now, it says unable to connect. I have no idea what that problem is. We'll work on that at a different time. I want to get you guys an update here. We'll work on all that at a different time. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. I'm so sorry about the delay. A lot of you all, or all of y'all, were being patient. Thank you guys so much for that patience. Thank you guys again for all the shares, likes. Let me go ahead and redo this little intro here. All right. Anyway, I'm George Harvick, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have some storms rolling through and now entering into Western Kentucky. I'm going to show you the latest model data, the latest AI data as well. Also, we're obviously going to start our live coverage of the radar here and just kind of take you through the night. Thank you guys once again for all of your patience. We've had a lot of people requesting us to go live on TikTok. That's why I was trying to get it working tonight. But apparently I can't get it working. I don't know what's happening here. So here's the live radar. Obviously shows the storms that we have coming through. It has calmed down a little bit, just a little bit ago. Probably, let me see if I can pull it up here. I think I took a screenshot of it, but I actually want to try to pull it up if I can. Let me go ahead and scroll down here. Go back to like 30 frames. We'll put that into motion now. You'll see all these tornado warnings really popped off here. There was a cluster of 5 to 6 tornado warnings right here just in western Indiana or eastern Illinois going into western Indiana. But as we head deeper into the night, I do believe this turns into a what we've been expecting it to be, what we've been forecasting it to be, a damaging wind threat for Kentucky. Um, Now, that said, we could get a couple of brief spin up tornadoes. If that was to occur, it would likely be towards somewhere like Owensboro, Sturgis, Madisonville, Princeton, Paducah, maybe Hardinsburg, somewhere in the northwestern corner of the state. If there were a tornado to occur, it would likely be in that area. And that's a very big if. Currently, the Storm Prediction Center has the outlook looking like this: a level 2 out of 5 risk in that northwestern corner of the state, level 1 out of 5 risk in this darker green, a general thunderstorm risk in that more pale green, if you will. But I do think you can make the argument that the 1 out of 5 risks should be almost everywhere in Kentucky because the damaging wind risk is almost everywhere in Kentucky. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Again, I'm going to show you the model data as well. But before I do that, I want to show you the current AI risk that are showing up here. Let me just go ahead and refresh this. This is called StormNet AI. What this is basically trying to do is just taking the current ingredients that are in the atmosphere, the motion of the storm, how fast it's going, so on and so forth, and it's trying to spit out what its best guess is at tornado percentages or wind percentages or whatever we click on. Right now, we're on the tornado risk map, and you can see it's quite low, but it does spike a little bit here in about an hour or so, maybe 40 minutes or so, just to the east of Evansville, Indiana, and then again out there toward Paducah. And again, that's about maybe a 5 to 6% risk there that you're seeing in green, 1 to 2% in that darker blue, and then it fades as we head out to the east here, and as that storm line gets through Kentucky. Here is the wind risk from StormNet AI, and you can see it's really starting to peak up now because again, as that sun's going down, we're going to lose a little bit of the storm fuel that we did have. We barely had any to begin with, but we're going to start losing that a little bit. And it's going to transition more to a wind threat. There's plenty of wind energy out there. And in the green, again, is the tick up area. And of course, yellow goes up and up. You guys can kind of see the key at the top of the screen there. And again, it's more focused on the western half of Kentucky, but the damaging wind risk does exist all the way through Kentucky, really. So again, you can make the argument that the SPC's risk should be over much of Kentucky. Again, I want everyone, I've said this a few times, but if you could think back to the last storm system we had, December 18th to the 19th, this is almost the exact same storm system. The only difference is there's a little bit more wind, a little bit more lift involved with this, and a little bit more storm fuel involved with this. This is why we've seen a few more tornado warnings already so far. As far as Kentucky, I think again, by far the main risk is damaging winds. Let's go ahead and pull up the model data here and just kind of time it out for you. And then we'll pull up our forecast, answer some questions, and start watching the radar here. And I might try and get TikTok to start working again. I don't know what's happening with that. No idea what's happening with that TikTok stuff. All right, let's go through the model data here. This is obviously valid for about right now, getting closer to about 8 p.m. You can see it has that line entering West Kentucky there. And then it kind of has it going deeper into Kentucky by about 8 to 9 p.m. And then here's 10 p.m., by the way, going from Florence through Louisville, through Eatown, getting back over toward Hopkinsville. That's where the line is there. And then you can see it begin to start really fading out. So you'll see that it keeps its strength really up until that middle portion of Kentucky. Then it really begins to fade out. This is why the risk from the SPC really starts to drop down. You can see it's starting to lose its color here, starting to lose its punch. It's getting thinner, it's getting smaller. By the way, here's 11 p.m. or so. That's when it starts to approach you folks in like Lexington, Mount Olivet, Maysville, Campbellsville, Greene County, so on and so forth. And getting down here toward midnight, that's when it approaches places like Somerset, Jackson, Kentucky, getting up there toward Moorhead, maybe toward Ashland as well, Louisa. 1 a.m. Eastern time, you can see that line is now approaching more toward the London area, maybe getting out toward Barberville. And then, of course, so on and so forth. It exits Kentucky after that point. So again, that's kind of the time frame for you here. I want to show you the wind gusts, guys. The wind gusts are going to stick with us for a while. You felt it all day. You've heard it all day. The wind gusts are going to stick with us. Right now, winds are gusting anywhere between 30 to 45 mile per hour. Some spots a little bit more. You can see as that storm line comes through, you can kind of see it here. If I take my cursor, those deeper reds getting into those brighter yellows, those are 50 to 60 mile per hour winds associated with that storm line. And again, you can kind of see that as it tracks to the east there. You see it has Eatown getting a near 60 mile per hour wind gust toward 10 p.m. Just for an example, that's that storm line coming through there. And it keeps those damaging winds, those bright yellows, again, being the 60 mile per hour kind of color there. Keeps those going through Eastern Kentucky with that entire line. So again, for those of you that are going to ask what's happening in my backyard, everyone in Kentucky, much like the storm threat we had about 10 days ago, everyone in Kentucky, regardless of the color that you have on this map here or here, is at risk for damaging winds. Again, you could have made the argument that the entire state should have been the 1 out of 5 risk, basically from the damaging wind risk, right? So again, that's kind of where we're at right now. Here is the a lot of folks are starting to learn what this is. This is called NATO cast. This is trying to pick up again, it's another AI type of data here, and it's trying to pick up on the tornado threat here. Nothing super impressive, but it does have a higher risk over here toward like Owensboro, Henderson, Kentucky, and then once again toward Paducah. So you've heard those 3 cities now across all 3 data points: Owensboro toward Henderson, and then again Paducah, Mayfield area. But again, just because all the AI is trying to pick that up doesn't necessarily guarantee that's going to happen. But again, you're just kind of seeing why the SPC and why we made our forecast more toward Western Kentucky. Well, that's where all the data is pointing to. All right. So again, that's the damage, or that's the tornado risk. It's about a 2% in green, a like 1% in gray here, maybe a tenth of a percent in this white area, and then nothing out here for the Eastern Kentucky area. Here is the damaging wind risk. You can see it's also picking up on the same areas. That red is a 30% chance of severe winds. You're starting to get up there on the key now. You can see the key in the top portion of your screen. And again, this is from NATO Cast. Another AI model has Jefferson County in that 30% risk as well for damaging winds. Everyone in yellow, 15%. Everyone in brown, 5%. Gray, that light gray there is a 1%. And then the dark gray is a 0% chance. So again, that's how the AI data is trying to pick this thing up here. And it does okay. Tornado warning up there. By the way, we don't cover Indiana, but I know I have some people in here that watch along the border. Tornado warning now issued in southern Indiana. Um, Actually, we have a severe thunderstorm that's about to run right into a has cam out there in western Kentucky, and we have that has cam available here. Let's go and take a look and see. Now, this has cam is really dark, so sometimes it's really hard to see, and it's more toward the ground, so it's a little bit difficult to see sometimes. Once it refreshes, of course, you got to give it a second. Sometimes you gotta talk to it nicely. You can kind of see it. The cloud deck there. Of course, I mean, it's just really hard to see on this camera what exactly is happening out there. But that is a severe thunderstorm that's running into that camera. So we may try and look back at it here in a little bit. It is a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds. No real health right here tonight, in my opinion. That's more so either going to be a brief spin up or damaging winds. That's kind of what we're looking at here in Kentucky. All right, now that we've got the brief overview covered, I'll answer some of your questions here. I'm not going to answer what's happening in my backyard because, again, folks, I think it's going to be a very similar answer for all of you, with the exception of far west or Kentucky. I also want to try and see if I can't kick this freaking TikTok thing back on. I'm going to lose my mind, though. I'll tell you that. I'm going to lose my mind. Here we go. Let's see if we can't kick this back on. By the way, thank you to the over 1,100 of you watching on YouTube and Facebook tonight as well. I appreciate all of y'all's shares, likes, and all the new follows. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that a ton. The tornado warning in Indiana is going to go just north of Newburgh. Whoever was asking about that, yeah, it's still telling me it's unable to connect. So I really don't know what's happening with the what's happening with this TikTok thing. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to shout them out because I really don't know what's happening here. Please check the log. If you're using Imagery, make sure your video drivers are up to date. They are. Wait, we may have. No, it's still saying unable to connect. I don't know what's happening with this. I'm about to just give up on it. What is that noise? Someone's banking something outside. What is that noise? So Joel's asking that will the rain have a chance of freezing over tomorrow? My take on that, I've heard that a lot. My take on that is I don't believe so. Because again, you have to remember we've been 60 or 70 degrees in Kentucky for most of you for the majority of the last week, right? So the surface temperatures are still well above freezing. Um, and I do think you're only looking at about a quarter to a half inch of rainfall for most of you tonight, which is not a whole lot at all. And you're gonna have to get to below 25 degrees for a flash freeze to occur. Flash freeze is basically where the air temperatures are cold enough to overcome the surface temperatures or the ground temperatures, if you will. I don't think that's gonna happen because you're gonna have a quarter to half inch of rain that's gonna come down pretty quickly with this rain or with this storm line here. But then it's gonna have several hours to either dry or absorb into the ground. So in my opinion, no, I don't think so because most of you will get to below 25 degrees tomorrow at some point, but it's likely going to be toward 8 to 10 a.m. You're talking about a period of what is that, 8 to 10 to 12 hours that this rain's going to have to either dry up or absorb, so on and so forth. So for me, the freezing rain thing that I've seen some people discussing, it's not a very, I'm not concerned about it. No. Is it impossible to have a few slick spots? No, there may be a couple of them out there. But as far as like anything widespread or like a big flash freeze, I don't really see that happening. I'm so upset about this TikTok thing and I just can't get it to work. I spent a good portion of today trying to get this to work too, and it's just not, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. The only reason I'm trying so hard, I don't really like TikTok that much because it's well, at least streaming on it and stuff because it's so it's like the wild wild west, if you will. Um, it, so many people have asked us to stream on it. That's the whole reason I'm trying to like get it up and going. But you know what? It's not one to work, so I'll work on that a different time. And then we may do like a test broadcast at a different time. But for now, we're just going to close that all out. And we're going to rock with our Facebook and YouTube crew tonight. How about that? By the way, I know I missed a lot of star donations. Thank you guys again for all of your star donations. I appreciate that. I know I missed a lot there. Thank you guys again. Thank you again for your patience as well. Coming into the broadcast when we had all those things messing up. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you. Callie says it looks like the southern portion of the line has already started to diminish a lot. Yeah, a little bit, but you have to be careful because these types of storm systems they like to pulse up and down. They won't stay violent. Well, not violent. They won't stay significant for their entire life. They'll have periods where they pulse up and down when they run into little pockets of better storm fuel, whatever it may be. So again, you have to be really careful on saying, "Oh, this is weakening." It's there's going to be periods of this basically kind of fueling up and down. Laura said, "Will the temperature start falling as soon as it comes through?" Yes. So you'll feel almost a 20-degree drop about halfway through the storm, and as it gets to the backside of your storm line, you will feel almost an instantaneous drop, and then we'll just continue to drop more and more and more. We're going to drop about 40 degrees overnight going into tomorrow morning. So really going to shock some folks tomorrow. Samuel heard your voice and said, "Dada, I miss him so bad already." It's just pretty much moving straight east here. Let me go ahead and turn on the storm tracks for you so you can kind of see for yourself. Let me go to the local radar here, turn on some storm tracks for you so you can kind of see. I'm gonna pass it up. There it is. You see, it's a little bit of a northern wiggle, but it's mainly east on the storm line, mainly east. Here's our forecast that we made earlier today. Of course, that's like really massive. So let me go ahead and just shrink that down a little bit for you guys. And come here so I can get off that overhang there. So here's the forecast we made earlier today. I think we posted this. I can't remember back at like 1 or 2 p.m. I just had a weird feeling that sometimes a lot of folks were focused on the triple point up to our north, and rightfully so. Triple point, by the way, is where the low pressure and all the boundaries meet. That happened up in like northern Illinois, northern Indiana. But sometimes, if you can get enough sunshine, which was projected to occur, but the models weren't really picking up on it, You can get some of these overachieving lines down on the southern side of the storm line. So that's why I kind of made that polygon for like Owensboro to Madisonville to Murray to Paducah, and then up in toward western Indiana, eastern Illinois there. Um, Again, that's the forecast that we put out earlier today with those time frames. So again, if you have any questions about when to expect, what we're expecting, so on and so forth, so that way I can save some of my voice, please just go ahead and take a look at this forecast that we made earlier today there. It's got all the information on there for you. Do you expect the watch to be expanded? Um, we could see a severe thunderstorm watch maybe issued for more portions of Kentucky. I don't think you would see a tornado watch issued or expanded anymore. That's just my gut feeling. And they probably won't. I will bet you they would probably put out a discussion on potentially issuing them one, and it may be like 40% or something like that. That's kind of where my gut is on that. See someone asking, will they see a tornado in Eton or Ratcliffe? By the way, I will never answer a question like that. It is impossible to pinpoint a city that's going to see a tornado in the future. So just a heads up, I will never answer a question like, will we see a tornado happening in this specific city? It's impossible to answer that. All I can tell you is that there's a chance at a brief spin up occurring likely to your west. I wouldn't say it's probably in Hardin County. But that's kind of where we're at with that. Again, I will never answer will a specific city or county see a tornado. That's impossible. That's impossible. My thinking is tonight, guys, we probably won't see any real tornadoes in Kentucky. That's my just gut feeling because we're getting past the sunset here. Um, but I do have to remind everybody, a couple weeks ago, or what was it, 10 days ago, December 18th to 19th, we had a damaging line of storms come through that was producing mainly damaging winds, but it also produced, I think, at least one confirmed spin up tornado toward LaRue County and Butler, Kentucky. Is that what it was? Um, and then there was another tornado warning back out there in Western Kentucky. I don't know if that was ever confirmed or not. I don't think I ever followed up on that. But again, you can have very brief, weak spin ups. I can tell you this: you can rest assured there will not be any violent, long track tornadoes tonight. There will not be anything significant because again, we just are lacking the instability of the ground, and to me, there's a little bit too much moisture happening above our heads for anything really long lived, very violent. So if you are going to see any tornadic activity tonight, it's likely going to be something very brief and very weak. Todd, thank you for the Venmo donation. I appreciate that. The $25 Venmo donation says, thanks for what you do, brother. Only place I get my weather from in Fort Knox. Thank you, Todd, very much. No one has to donate, but thank you. I appreciate you. That severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, out in Western Kentucky has been expanded now to include Paducah, Redland, Metropolis, Illinois there. Again, that I want to see. Unfortunately, the camera that we have out there, who they've given us access to out there from Hascams in Gage, Kentucky. Unfortunately, it's at a spot where we just can't really see a whole lot. Wait for it to refresh here. Buffalo, thank you, Buffalo, Kentucky, not Butler. Yeah, we're just not going to be able to see a lick on that camera. I'm not even going to try that again. I'm really bummed out about the TikTok not working tonight. Yeah, Freeman, I did say on one of my other posts, I think it would start to weaken by 8. Now, that does not mean it will just suddenly stop being severe. It will start its gradual weakening trend into more of a damaging wind risk. Which we're kind of already seeing that because we only see one tornado warning out there at the moment. So we're already starting to see it's beginning to transition more toward that damaging wind risk we've been talking about. Um, yeah, I know it's kind of hard to see on the phone, Bobby. Thank you very much for tuning in, my friend. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. Yes, Leah. I don't expect any real risk for Louisa, Kentucky at all. If you're out there in Eastern Kentucky, you might see some more winds that you're already seeing now. But as far as any real severe risk, I don't see that happening. This storm line won't get to you until about midnight, 1, 2 a.m. By that point, it should be pretty much dead. Pretty much dead. I keep trying to get this TikTok thing working. It's just not. It's just not. And I'm really bummed out about it because I made some really cool graphics for it. I made some really cool stuff for it, and I just can't get it to. Do I need a backtrack to run? that what it is? Backtrack recording length? Can't start backtrack when recording is set to custom FFmpeg. I don't have it set to that. I don't have it set to that. It's set to MP4. That's I don't have it set to that. Is it working now? Start virtual camera? Do I need to start the virtual camera for that to happen? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I may have fixed it. I have no idea. I'm gonna try this one more time. I have no idea if I did or not. We're gonna find out. I guess not. I have never had so much trouble going live on an app before. We go live on Facebook, YouTube, and X all the time. I cannot get this TikTok thing to work. I cannot get it to work to save my life. I don't know what we've done wrong here. I have no idea what we've done wrong here. Thank you, Brian. Here, I'll pull up our forecast once again while I'm trying to figure this out. You guys can see the forecast there. What? Let's fix this. Also, I don't really know why the recording settings matter when I'm not recording. I really don't know what's happening here. Enable and disable for vertical outputs. Maybe your firewalls and you know, I thought that too, but we were technically live on people were on our TikTok broadcast. I just couldn't see them and they couldn't see me, but we were live. They could comment. It's like we were live without being live. That's what's really like weird to me right now. We were live without being live. That's the part that's really confusing me. Turn this off so I can check any warnings. No tornado warnings in Kentucky right now. We have the one severe thunderstorm warning out there toward Paducah. And I can see Restream trying to send it, but it's not able to send. Might be something I need to ask Google about. Thank you to everyone for helping answer questions. Again, guys, here's the forecast for everyone asking about what's happening in my city, my neck of the woods. It's right here, my friends. The damaging wind risk is for all of Kentucky. All of Kentucky. Dude, I have no idea what I've done wrong here. Backtrack saved? Backtrack saved? What does that even mean? Select Restream IOs your service in your OBS settings. I already did that. I'm gonna have to do another test on. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening. Again, guys, the forecast is right there on your screen for you guys to look at. If it's hard for you to see, it has been posted on our Facebook and Twitter. By the way, you can go look at it there if you like. No, there will not be any tornado risk in Eastern Kentucky tonight. No, I'm gonna lose my mind. There's no reason this should not be working. Unless my plugin didn't launch, maybe, but it obviously launched. I see it right there. Open multi-view. What did I just do? What did I just do? Close that. Close that. Okay, there we go. So confused. Okay, there's my scenes. Found those finally. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, for those of you that wanted to watch on TikTok tonight. Yeah, I don't know, Anita. I don't know. I'm just disappointed because I had all these cool graphics and backgrounds and things planned for it, but it's just not. I cannot get this to work. To save my life, I cannot get this to work. I don't know what it is. Oh, maybe I need to select a category. It's not giving me. It's not giving me a category to select from. Hello. Here we go. Um. Oh. Oh, I think I see, but I can't fix it unless I turn everything else off, and I'm not doing that. I think I see. This might be the problem. See where it's saying it's wanting me to give it a horizontal input. I have it set up for a vertical input, obviously because it's TikTok. I think I see, but I can't fix that unless I turn everything else off, which I'm not doing. I wonder why that didn't work though, because had it set up. I had it set up for vertical. I don't know. I don't know. I'm done with it. I'm done with it for the night. We'll figure it out a different day when we're not busy doing real stuff here. All right. Pull this off here. Let's check the radar real quickly. Make sure no funny business is happening. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look. No, 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 no. I don't see anything crazy happening right now. It looks like it's starting a weekend, which would be kind of on par for the forecast here. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll stay live here with you guys. Guys, hey, mods, if anybody's spamming, just time them out. Just time them out. I don't know how many times we're gonna sound like a broken record tonight. TikTok is being weird today. Your For You page was from November. Maybe it's TikTok side then. I don't know. Because I feel like I've done everything correct here. I mean, I don't know if any of you are familiar with OBS. This is going to look kind of crazy because you're going to see me 14 times here. But I mean, this is the chat. This is our horizontal input. This is our vertical input. And I had auto start. I had this on. I had everything correct. And we were live on TikTok. They just couldn't see me or hear me, but I could see them chatting. It was the strangest thing. Yes, there is a tornado watch out. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning now for Henderson, Corridon, Robards, Morganfield. Go and take a look at what that bulletin says there. It says a tornado is possible in that tag. Let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, we do see a little bit of a bulge there. Again, this is just west of Henderson in Kentucky. So this is in Kentucky here. Yeah, you might see, refresh this real quickly. That looks a little grainy. It looks world. Oh, that's why. Yeah, this probably needs a tornado warning on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I would say this likely needs a tornado warning on it because you see this little bow out here just west of Henderson, just southwest of Henderson, Kentucky. Yeah, I would say this likely needs a tornado warning on it at this point. It does have a tornado possible tag with it, but I think you have enough evidence here to support upgrading that to a tornado warning. Yeah, Kami, that's how it usually goes. We're getting past 8 p.m. here, so yeah, I mean, we see this. I mean, they were giving warnings out earlier for little bowl segments like this. So if they're going to be consistent here, that should have a tornado warning on it. And that's just southwest of Henderson, Kentucky, the northwestern corner of the state. Thank you guys again for all the shares on the broadcast. I appreciate you helping us out with this. with this broadcast tonight. Thank you guys for all your shares, all your likes, all your star donations. I know I missed a lot of the donations tonight. I'm sorry about that. Thank you again for all of your generosity there. Someone said there's a new meso discussion out. Let's go and take a look and see here. So there is a that's for the tornado watch area currently. I think let's turn on the tornado watch area real quickly. Oh, it's just beyond it. So the current tornado watch is in that darker. Well, I guess the more I don't know what color that is. I don't know what I've set that up to, but you guys see what I mean there. The brighter color there. This watch may be expanded. Let's see what the odds are on this. 6 minutes ago. Why didn't it show up when I looked at it earlier then? So there is they don't have it. They don't have a percentage on it. That's why. Trainer warning has been issued, by the way, for that spot I just talked about. Trainer warning has been issued. Let's go ahead and pull that back up here and take a look. So let's turn this stuff off. And then we'll look at that in a little bit because a tornado warning has been issued in Kentucky now. You can see it in this red orange here. And it's the same area we just talked about here for that little bit of a bow that you see just southwest of Henderson, Kentucky, into Corydon, Kentucky there. We do see that Boeing's little Boeing segment happening there. And in these little notches, you can get those spin up tornadoes to occur. You can see the arrows kind of coordinated with it as well. Again, this is in the northwestern corner of the state up there toward Henderson. So if you're in Henderson, Kentucky, Corydon, Kentucky, heads up, tornado warning has now been issued in your area. First tornado warning of the night there. We do have severe thunderstorm warning still ongoing, by the way, as well for Paducah into Riddland, Kentucky. And then, of course, we have another severe thunderstorm warning just to the north of that, going toward Newburgh, Indiana, Evansville, Indiana. I'm going to turn back on the velocity here, just take a look around. Don't really see anything happening up there. See, the difference here is no real bulge happening into Newburgh. Some concaves happening, but no real bulge as you see down here toward western Corydon. Again, first tornado warning of the night there. I gotta say, look at all the AI that we saw earlier. By the way, look at all the AI that we looked at earlier. So this is all the AI that we looked at earlier today, or earlier on this broadcast. This is where NATOcast picked it up at. And this is where the warning currently is. I mean, that is close. That's almost spot on. Gotta give the props to the AI there, as much as I don't like it. Doc Holiday, thank you for the renewing your membership. 8 months now being a member on YouTube. Thank you very much for that extra level of generosity. Again, if you're just now hopping on here, I do want to point out that we do have our forecast posted on Facebook, Twitter. You can go look at it there. Right now, we are covering the live tornado warning in the northwestern corner of the state here. I'm turning these storm tracks back off. I don't even know how they got turned back on. Where's the gate at? Did they change the gate setting? I'm blind. I don't even see the gate setting. Change that? Anywhere. I'll have to ask the WeatherWise guys about that unless I'm just completely blind, which is absolutely possible. Don't really see anything mischievous happening down here in the southwestern corner of the state at the moment. Again, if you're just not tuning in here, we do have a tornado warning active now for southwestern Henderson, going into Corydon, Kentucky, more specifically. Check our velocity out there once again. We might have another little notch of potential rotation trying to develop just to the north of the initial one there. So we have this one here, which is what the warning came out for. Then we have this one here, which is now starting to try and get going. This was happening, by the way, in this same portion of the line back out here toward like southern Illinois. So again, this part of the line does have a history of kind of pulsing up and down with some rotations. I gotta blow my nose. You know, one of the worst parts about this heat coming in the wintertime, besides obviously the storms, my allergies have really like taken off once again. And right now, what we have up on the screen is our wind velocity radar here from WeatherWise. And you can see we definitely have, there might be two pockets of rotation here happening in the same cell or in the same portion of the line up here in northwestern Kentucky. And we have this obvious one here toward Corydon, Kentucky. Then maybe one trying to pulse out once again toward Wilson, Kentucky. Again, both just south of the bigger city there, Henderson. So again, we may have two pockets of rotation going on there. Yeah, these are tornado warnings, so they're radar indicated, so they're not confirmed just yet. Um, Elsewhere in the state right now, we do have another severe thunderstorm warning down here toward Paducah, Lone Oak, Kentucky, in the southwestern corner of the state. And then, of course, just north of that tornado warning, you have the severe thunderstorm warning toward Newburgh, Indiana. Jacqueline, thank you for the $20 donation on YouTube. I appreciate that so much, or super chat, I guess it's technically called. Says thank you for always keeping us informed. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, guys, if you need forecast information about what to expect in your area throughout the night, this is the graphic to go to. Go to our page on Facebook or Twitter. You can see it there and read the key messages. Right now, we're covering the live tornado warning that's actually happening right now. We will give you that same courtesy and that same focus if this were happening in your area. I'm going to zoom back in. I kind of want to just watch this for a second here as these new scans come in. Because again, if this continues on, obviously we have a bigger city here just to the east of it named Owensboro in Daviess County that we have to keep an eye on. So we may have a bigger impact here if this is to continue on. Area in this storm will start weakening really more around 10 p.m. or so. I'm still keeping an eye on this one down here toward Paducah. It's not in Paducah that I'm looking at. It's just south of this warning box. So you can kind of see the same thing happening. This little notch out here toward, like, I guess more specifically Melbourne, Kentucky. And again, you kind of see a little bit more on that news scan. You have another little notch out here. So all these little notch outs that you're seeing, or these little bows that you're seeing, those are the pockets of rotation that we may be talking about and looking at here tonight. I see one just south of Newburgh now. Again, just kind of keeping an eye because, again, we do have the bigger city just to the east here of Owensboro that we're keeping an eye on. Henderson, you have that tornado warning, but it's likely more toward your south. Again, those two notches that you're seeing where the red and yellow arrows are, that's where the warning is really for. Is this in Tennessee? Yes, that line will go to Tennessee as well, but we do not cover Tennessee. I think the SPC just updated their outlook, which I believe has put more of Kentucky in that 2 to 4% tornado risk, if I'm not wrong. Again, it's the western side of the state. Wow, that almost matches our forecast verbatim. This is the forecast made at 1 p.m. Look at the red polygon. Just east of Owensboro, just east of Madisonville, just east of Murray. Look at the new SPC forecast. Just east of Owensboro, just east of Madisonville, just north of Murray. So the forecast, I'm telling you guys, first of all, we know what the heck we're talking about here. Number two, this forecast, if you need to know what's happening, what time it's happening, where it's happening, when it's happening, go look at it on our page. It will answer all of your questions. It's on our Facebook and Twitter. Just a little feel good moment there. Not feel good because we have severe weather coming, but feel good because we had a pretty good forecast put out today. Dude, my nose is itching like crazy. The allergies are going crazy. Thank you guys again for all the shares, all the likes on the video. I appreciate you guys very much. Again, you guys help save lives too. Truly, with all the shares that you do, it goes on your news feed. It gets spread out more. Someone that may not know what's happening tonight because it's December, they don't realize what's happening, sees the broadcast because you share the broadcast. So thank you guys again for sharing the broadcast to your news feeds. I really do appreciate your help. Again, guys, time frames, all that good stuff is on that graphic. I ask that you go look at that on our Facebook page or Twitter page. It'll answer all your questions. Right now, I'm focused more on the warnings that are happening right now. We spent the last 3 days kind of prepping you guys on this event here. I want to check this warning back down toward the southwestern corner of the state, where we're now starting to see several notches begin to get going down there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some more severe thunderstorm warnings coming out for the southwestern corner of the state toward like Fancy Farm, Pottsville, Fosmdale. Sorry. Oh, got some weird names down there in that corner of the state. Still seeing several little curvatures happening. Not as defined as what we once saw maybe 5 to 10 minutes ago, but still several curvatures happening up there in the northwestern corner of the state toward Henderson and Corden, Kentucky. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. My nose is going crazy from the allergies today. Telling you. I'm telling you. I'm still upset we couldn't get the TikTok working tonight. Because even though we could not get the actual feed to go through, there were 200 people in that live just waiting. I mean, that's crazy to me. So there's power there. We just couldn't get it to go through. Yeah, we're gonna need some more severe warnings down here in the southwestern corner of the state. Let me take a look at the reflectivity. That's probably why. Look at how messy it is. There's too much rain going on, I think. Could be a little bit too much rain going on. I promise I'm not picking my nose, by the way. It is just so itchy. There's a reflectivity gate. Did I just scroll right over that before or something? Am I crazy? That setting was not there before. I know you guys can't see it because it's off your screen, but that's insane that I missed that. Should Owensboro be scared? No, no one needs to be scared. Just kind of watch, pay attention, make sure you're being active with your precautions. Otherwise, is a terrible app. I could not disagree anything like anymore. WeatherWise is likely the number one radar app there is right now. Yes. So again, I want to remind everyone, everybody in the state of Kentucky tonight will see this line of storms. It's a lot like, again, if you could think back to December 18th to December 19th, if you could think back to then, where everyone in the state saw that line of storms. But this line will begin to weaken here soon, over the next couple of hours. But that said, it will still carry a damaging wind risk with it for everyone in the state. So I don't care what color you're in, green, yellow, any one of these colors here. Again, I don't really care what color you're in. I think everyone in the state tonight is at play to see potential damaging winds. Now, that said as well, the western half of Kentucky is more at play to see maybe a few more severe warnings than the rest of the state. Because again, it has a little bit of better wind energy over here. This is where the better instability is, better storm fuel is, so on and so forth. So again, I think the western half of Kentucky has the better potential. And then as this line pushes through Kentucky, it will start to weaken some and some and some. And again, I think damaging winds are by far the main risk tonight, no matter where you're at in the state. So again, that goes for everyone. That's why I'm not really answering what's happening in Wolfe County, what's happening in Muhlenberg, what's happening in Pulaski, what's happening in Bowling Green, what's happening in Louisville, what's happening in my side yard, right? Because the answer is going to be the same for all of you. Damaging winds are possible with this line of storms, and everyone will see this line of storms tonight at some point. Those timeframes and stuff, by the way, have been posted on our page for you guys to go look at when to expect your peak activity. This is the only storm line. It's very thin, so it won't be long lasting, maybe 15, 20 minutes at most for a lot of you. So again, it's not like a long lasting thing. I'm not looking at multiple rounds here. It's really just this, it's kind of a quick hitter and then it's out. We'll keep the winds with us until the cold front settles all the way in tomorrow morning. So get used to the winds. They'll stay with us. But again, that's why I'm not answering it like what's happening, in my city, in my county, because again, the answer is the same for everybody. And I'm trying to save my voice here a little bit. By the way, that's radar warning was canceled for northwestern Kentucky. So that has been canceled there. It's good news. The severe thunderstorm warning for Henderson and Corden does remain. Watching the weather has taught me to not move to western Kentucky. Yeah. Joseph, thank you for your $5 on PayPal. I appreciate that, my friend. Again, you guys don't have to donate. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. My nose is just going crazy. I honestly cannot wait for the colder air to move back in so my allergies can calm back down. My allergies have been insane the last couple of days. Hold on. So Cody asked what's the temperature variance going to be or the difference is going to be when you see the storm line come through and that 15 to 20 minutes, the temperature is going to drop by almost 20 degrees immediately. Almost immediately, like 15 20 minute span. And then as we go throughout the night into the overnight into tomorrow morning, you'll drop another 20 degrees. So most of you will wake up tomorrow morning with temperatures in the mid 20s. It's going to be a very, very big difference as to what we've seen today and even right now. A very big difference. I don't have any major concerns about any sudden, real massive freezes. I know it's been a big question. I don't know if someone posted about it or whatever. But we only have in this line of storms, we probably only have a quarter to half inch of rain actually going to be coming down. Because again, it's very thin, it's very small, it'll be quick. These are moving at about 60 mph as well. So we're talking about something very quick, very thin. Probably a quarter to half inch of rain. Um, and by the way, we don't drop to below a flash freeze standard, which is 25 degrees, until about 8 to 9 to 10 a.m. for a lot of you tomorrow morning. So again, the rain or the liquid that's going to be on the ground is going to have several hours to really dry or absorb or whatever it is. So again, there may be some isolated, very small slick spots of some patchy ice, but as far as a widespread flash freeze or anything crazy, I don't see that really happening. Great. I need to. Okay. Elizabeth, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tri State weather says, I can't believe we're going from highs in the 20s or 70s to the highs being in the 20s tomorrow. Yeah, it's, that's winter time for you. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Owensboro has that severe thunderstorm warning pushing into their area in about 20 minutes for whoever was asking about Owensboro. Again, I see people asking about Somerset and other places. Again, guys, I damaging winds are going to be the same answer for all of you when this line gets to you. And those timeframes have been posted to our page of when they're expected to be in your area. I'm still just so disappointed that I couldn't get this TikTok live working. There were so many people excited for it. We did not cover Tennessee, my friend. I got to do something real quickly. Pull this out over here. Oh my goodness, my nose. Why is it itching so much, dude? I'm gonna lose my mind. Where you at, Kelly? You are community managers. Really doesn't pop up. Oh, I can actually see the star donations now. It's actually working. Chris, thank you for your 50 stars. Morgan, thank you for your 145 stars. Katie, thank you for your 200 stars earlier. Lynn with your 20. Vicky with the 50. Cassie with the 100. Thank you guys again for all of your star donations. I can actually see them now. Incredible. Taryn, probably closer to about 10 p.m. or so. Henderson has that severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mph winds at this time. We do have a big severe thunderstorm warning now for Benton. 70 mph winds on this warning down here, by the way. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a closer look in the southwestern Kentucky. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning now for 70 mph winds for Ridland, Simpsonia, Mayfield, Hardin, the city, not the county, Benton, Grand Rivers, Catawba. Again, 70 mph winds, the warning down there. Go and take a look here, see what we have going on. There's a 55, 67. We have a 38 plus. I don't really see 70 down there. yet. I'm sure it will get there. But here we go with 70-mile-per-hour winds. That would be very damaging. It's a considerable damage threat tag on this warning, by the way. I'm going to go to that screen. A considerable damage threat tag. And it has been confirmed, by the way. This is from trained weather spotters. So this is not from just radar indicated. This is confirmed. 70-mile-per-hour winds occurring down here in southwest Kentucky for, let's go ahead and read them here. Callaway, Livingston, Marshall, Hickman, McCracken, Graves, and Lyon County in the southwestern corner of the state here. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are the main hazard there. So again, 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is a quite a considerable damage that could be possible with this storm line from Benton to Mayfield to Murray, Farmington, Wingo, Catawba, Grand Rivers, Ridland. Again, 70-mile-per-hour winds in this yellow box down here, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. Checking back in up here toward Henderson, Spotsville, Newburgh, Indiana. 60-mile-per-hour winds are the main threats here. Dude, my nose is going. My nose is itching an insane amount right now. Rodney, thank you for the update out of Paducah. I appreciate that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Again, guys, I don't think the tornado threat in Kentucky is very high. I've said it. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today and tonight, right now. I think the better tornado threat is outside of Kentucky. Now, obviously, we did have a tornado warning in our state. So it's not to say it's impossible for it to happen here. But I think the better tornado threat was to our north and west earlier this afternoon and evening. And that's already happened. I think we're mainly looking at damaging wind threat for everyone in the state. Dude, what is going on with my nose? My water bottle on it. No, they did not extend the trader watch, which, by the way, I don't expect them to. I mean, I guess they could, but if I were to put a watch out in Kentucky, it would be for a severe thunderstorm watch, not a tornado watch. Because again, in my opinion, we're mainly talking about winds tonight, guys. I don't think we're really talking as much about tornadic activity for Kentucky specifically. Sorry, I get my computer kind of cleaned up here. I got stuff going on everywhere. Thank you guys again for all the shares and likes coming through. I'm seeing them all coming through. Thank you guys again very much. My freaking nose. Sorry, just checking to see if there's any storm reports happening here. No, I've not seen any expansions of the watch area just yet. Sorry, I went to go blow my nose again. Leah said, "Are you going to stay live until the storm is out of Kentucky?" Probably not, because I do expect it to die down at some point. So there's really not going to be a need for me to be live the entire time. But I will be live until it begins. It really starts to die down to a point where I don't feel like it's any real imminent danger. Elena, thank you for your 99 stars. I appreciate that, my friend. I'm going to pull up this graphic here one more time. Because I've still seen a lot of new folks coming in asking about what's happening in their neck of the woods, timing, so on and so forth. It's right here. All the information you need is right there. Just got to find your city, which I put a lot of city labels on there, so you should be able to find yourself on that map. If you have a hard time reading this map because we're on the stream here, it's already been posted to our Facebook and Twitter. You can go to our page, scroll down and see it there. Click on it, zoom in, do whatever you got to do. But here is the forecast for you. And again, it has not changed. I feel like the forecast has gone really well so far. Those time frames are when the main line's going to come through. We only have one round coming through, only this one thin line, if you will. So again, this genuinely will answer 90% of your all's questions. And again, I think the main risk for everyone to say tonight is damaging winds. I can't rule out a brief spin up anywhere really. But again, I think it's more so going to be damaging winds for everybody. I'm gonna take that off there. Again, you guys can kind of go look at that on our page if you want. Take a look back in here through the radar. Several little bows there, but nothing really too crazy. Maybe a little bit of one there toward the west of Seabury. By the way, this warning is still okay. This warning has been downgraded to 60 mph, which makes sense because when I was going through, I didn't see 70 mph anywhere. It looks more to me like 60 mph. So again, this warning, good news here for you folks in southwestern corner of the state. This warning has been downgraded back to a regular severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mph winds. I don't know what is happening to my nose tonight. I will say it looks like the storm line is trying to slow down a little bit. I want to see take a little cheat here. It looks to be about the same. No, that's slower. That's definitely a little bit slower there. Closer to 45 mph instead of 60. So it looks like the storm line is starting to slow down a little bit, which again should indicate that this is going to start weakening here probably within the next 30 to 40 minutes or so. Again, I will never, someone just said, is Bowling Green, Kentucky going to get a tornado? Again, I will never answer a question like that. I'm just being honest with you guys, and no one will ever answer a question like that. You can never, you can never guess a tornado is going to hit a specific city in the future. That's just, you can't do that. I can tell you, you're not in any risk from the SPC. You're not in any risk from us for a tornado chance. But again, I will never answer a question like that. I do not cover Ohio, my friend. Again, Lexington, this line will be there in probably 3-4 hours or so. Again, damaging wind are going to be the main risk. Cadiz, Kentucky, I know I'm saying that incorrectly, but it'll be there in about an hour or so. Yes, Leah, the winds will stick with you until tomorrow morning, my friend. Yes, Jenna, this line will continue to kind of tick up and down over the next couple of hours. Caitlin, there's nothing to really be too concerned about, my friend. What time will the wind be in Bowling Green? Well, the wind's likely already there. But if you're talking about this main line here, again, those time frames are available on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Looks like you're in the 9 to 11 p.m. line. Horse Cave looks like it's also in the 9 to 11 p.m. time frame. Melanie, that's not a dumb question at all. Yes, it will weaken by the time it gets to Eastern Kentucky. Again, Noah, this line in E-Town should be there probably within that 9 to 11 p.m. time frame. Katie said, is a storm weakening? Not necessarily just yet, but it will start to weaken here soon. Yeah, I would bet so, Crystal. Okay. Again, guys, all the forecasting information is on our pages. If you guys want to go check that out right now, we're trying to cover the warnings that are currently happening here. All right, so back to the radar. We do have severe thunderstorm warning still active, just east of Henderson, heading toward Spotsville and Niagara, Richland and Hatfield into Indiana there. Again, Catawba, Grand Rivers, Benton, Hardin, the city, Mayfield, Simpsonia, severe thunderstorm warnings there. And again, those are in those yellow boxes there. Henderson, the worst of it's already past you, my friend. Just some more rain and winds on the backside. And again, just want to point out, guys, we're going to keep the winds with us through tomorrow morning. So just kind of make friends with the winds. It's not going anywhere. Dude, my nose is going crazy. Cody, thank you for that report out of Rineyville. Destiny, there's no current tornado happening right now. Yes, Heather, probably 40 to 50 mile per hour. Guys, first of all, everyone, please take a collective breath. This is a wind event, much like we had December 18th to 19th. So take a breath. The answer is going to be same for every single one of you. Damaging winds are the main threat with this entire line of storms. This entire line of storms will hit all of Kentucky, so it doesn't matter where you live. Now, the western half of the state does have better odds to see severe winds and maybe a brief spin up tornado. Over the next hour, this line will begin to start weakening and it will start transitioning even more into a wind threat. Um, so, again, just want to point out this line will hit all of Kentucky and everyone will see a damaging wind risk with it. Damaging winds are anything greater than 58 mile per hour, or severe winds are anything greater than 58 mile per hour. And again, I expect that to be the main risk for everybody. That does not mean everyone in the state will see those damaging winds. It does not mean everyone in the state will see those brief spin up tornadoes. That just means you're all at the same risk. And again, the western half of Kentucky is the more, I guess, vulnerable side. As this line gets deeper and deeper and deeper into Kentucky, it will weaken more and more and more and more. So the eastern half, like Moorhead, Paintsville, Pikeville, Jackson, Hazard, Whitesburg, Barberville, London, Mount Vernon, Irvine, Lexington, Nicholasville, Stanford, Somerset, Monticello, Carlisle, Maysville, Moorhead, will be much weaker than what we're seeing out here toward Owensboro, Madisonville, Marion, Princeton, Benton, Murray, so on and so forth. So again, just everyone take a breath. This is not, to me, this is not a big time event. Again, it's not. We've had one tornado warning so far that was up there toward Henderson, Kentucky. I would, if I was a betting man, I would say we probably won't see another tornado warning, but it would not shock me to see one. If we do see another tornado warning, it would be a very brief, weak spin up. We have no ingredients to support anything violent or significant. We have no ingredients to support anything long tracking or long lived. So that's why I'm saying everyone take a collective breath. Again, I know there's a lot of storm anxiety because of some, some Decembers we've had some crazy storms here, but this is not that. This is not that. This is a thin storm line that's going to make some crazy sounding winds. Barely any lightning involved with it, by the way, as well. And that's going to have a really strong cold front behind it. So again, and now I could lie to you and hype monger you, fear monger, whatever those words are that you guys like to use sometimes. But I'm just telling you, I think you'll be okay tonight. I really do. I really, really do. Let's go ahead and check some things here. I think I have some good, even better news for you here. I think they're going to cancel this tornado watch if they haven't already. Let me go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, it looks like this tornado watch is going to be canceled. So again, that kind of points even more toward the fact that it's see here. So again, I think a lot of you are looking okay. I think a lot of you are looking okay. Again, I don't think it's going to be expanded. If it does get expanded, it's probably going to be a severe thunderstorm watch. But even that looks a little bit unlikely at this time. Can I ask a different question? How much snow will we be getting? I did see a lot of people posting that we may get some snowfall. I don't think that's the case with this. I don't think that's the case with this. I think it's more in and out, and by the time that cold front gets here, we're gonna really dry out. We may see a few flurries fly around tomorrow morning in northeastern Kentucky. Um, but I don't know where all the snow talk's coming from. I haven't seen anything yet, at least from the data that I've been looking at. Yeah, Ashley, it's mainly going east with a little bit of a northern wiggle. By the way, I want to thank our sponsors real quickly. I'm not going to go through the whole ad spiel. They know how it rolls on here. Just want to thank our sponsors real quickly because they're the reason we can be here for you guys 24/7. So I really hope you consider supporting them in any way that you can. That's Right Implement. Again, they have 15 locations across Kentucky. And if you do anything with farming or outdoors or anything with your homes, again, Right Implement's a really great place to shop at. Creature Comfort Inn, you guys can actually save 10% off your first pet stay, or your pet's first stay, I should say, using code WNK. That's Creature Comfort Inn. Once Upon a Child in E-Town and Plato's Closet in E-Town. Thank you to those folks and the Garrison family for trusting us and supporting us. Right now, they're wanting you guys to go sell your spring clothes. So sell your spring clothes back. and actually take advantage of some of those clearances that they have going on for the holidays. Brandon and I shop there all the time. So again, I think it's a great spot as well. Uh, Hyper Roofing in Hardin County, Kentucky. If you're in or around Hardin County, make sure you go check them out. That's who we use for our roofing services. They have some special GAF wind warranties that not a whole lot of other roofing companies have. So really cool stuff with them as well. Thank you guys again for all of our sponsors. Thank you guys again for supporting our sponsors. I see some of you all doing that. Thank you all a ton. Okay. Again, the worst part is past Henderson, guys. Once that front edge gets past you, you're pretty much good to go. When are we going to see our snow event? I'm not sure what snow event you guys are talking about. I don't know. Oh my goodness, my freaking nose. The one night I don't take my allergy medicine. Jiminy crickets. Kaylee, I think Plato's Closet does. Now, Once Upon a Child, I believe, is more catered to like toddlers and babies and kids. Plato's Closet has some. I think I know they have at least teen clothes. I'm pretty sure they have adult clothes as well. We go there often. Well, we go to Once Upon a Child often, I should say. Once Upon a Child, I think, is one of the best stores out there. If you guys haven't been there, I don't know about all the other ones. I once shopped at the E Town one, but it's I love it. Outside the nose punky, it's just allergies because it's 70 degrees in the middle of December. Marshall County would love some snow. Yeah, I feel bad for you guys. You guys haven't gotten a thing out there. Really, I mean, you got a little bit, but I wouldn't consider that anything. And we do have severe thunderstorms, by the way. If you're just now entering the broadcast here, we do have warnings out for Benton, Murray, Mayfield, Sedalia, Grand Rivers, Catawba. 60-mile-per-hour winds, the warning tag there. Up here toward Hatfield, Indiana, just across the border there. 60-mile-per-hour winds, the gust or the tag there. So those are the only warnings that are in or touching Kentucky at this time. So again, I think we're starting to see, like we talked about here, the 8 to 9 p.m. time frame. We're starting to see these storms kind of come down a little bit. So again, that's why I'm telling everybody, take a breath. Take a breath. Now I could lie to you and keep you in here so I can get more ad revenue. You guys know how that works, but I'm not doing that. I'm telling you guys, take a breath because I think it's okay. Ryan Hall is in Kentucky. Breaking news. Yeah, he lives in Eastern Kentucky, my friend. Everybody knows that. Oh, you're talking about okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have never seen a Ryan Hall video or post. I have intentionally stayed away from that. Because you guys know how I am. Now, nothing with Ryan Hall. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. I'm sure he's very great. But I don't look at national outlets. Even when I wasn't doing this, I always look at like state focused or county focused or region focused outlets. Because when you start getting to national outlets, you start to lose accuracy. Why is Ryan Hall posting about other states? I think he covers the entire nation. Thank you, Elena. I appreciate that. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Yeah, Brianna. If you start to see people spamming, just time them out. Just time them out. We got to respect the chat rules here. Everyone's got to get a chance to get answered here. No, there's no tornado on the ground. I don't know where this is coming from. You're welcome, MVR. What is New Year's Eve going to look like? Probably pretty cold. Should be pretty cold and pretty dry. I am surprised. Mason said we need a LeBron and Jordan S jersey swap with you and Ryan. I am surprised we've never linked up or anything since we do live pretty close together. Um, but again, I think he's more focused on the national side of things, so he probably has no idea who we are. I mean, I'm sure he does. Uh, but yeah. Again, time frames are right here, guys. For those of you asking about time frames, I see a lot of time frame questions right now. If you can't read this map or if the letters are too small for you, again, this has been posted to our Facebook and Twitter, so you can go check it out there if you'd like. Glass Al, appreciate that. Chris Hall keeps mentioning tornado in Owensboro. Again, different eyes see different things. Different eyes see different things. By the way, I don't want to have any confusion. I don't none of that was like negative talk toward Ryan. Again, I don't know Ryan. I don't watch his material. But to be fair, I don't watch anyone else's material. You guys know this. I've told you guys this several times. I don't watch anyone else's material because I don't want any of my information to be biased or influenced in any way. Um, the only other outlet I look at is the National Weather Service, and that's because everybody looks at that outlet. They are the experts of the industry. So again, I don't look at anyone else's stuff. So when you guys ask me about Ryan Hall or snow or max velocity or what wave is talking about or WDRB or WKYT or WPSD or whatever letter of the alphabet you're talking about, I don't know. I don't look at those people. All right, let's take a look back into the radar here, see if we have anything mischievous happening. Yeah, I don't really see anything crazy happening up there in northwestern Kentucky. Let's check the southwestern corner here. All looks like straight line winds to me. It all looks like straight line winds to me. I don't see any real pockets of rotation or anything happening or any Boeing segments at this time. Yeah, also looks like you got some 45 to 55 mile per hour winds out there. Is it usually this warm this time of year? News to the area only in Rowan County from Massachusetts. So should I be concerned? Um, not this warm, not usually. Now we do have some years, especially in La Nina years, which is what we're in right now. If you guys don't know what La Nina is, it's the cooling of a particular portion of the ocean out there to our west. Um, that does affect our jet stream, does affect our temperatures, it does affect our waves of warm and cold air, and so on and so forth. So yes, sometimes it does get warm like this. Usually it's very short lived. Usually, I'm so sorry, my nose is itching like an insane amount right now. Um, but usually, unfortunately, when it does get warm like this, and we have like an inevitable cold front come through because it is wintertime, 9 times out of 10 we do see storms out of this. Uh, Owensboro is under a tornado watch, not a tornado warning. So again, a watch means the ingredients are possible. A warning means it's actually happening. So again, that's the difference. Austin, you're likely seeing your peak right now in Owensboro. Whatever you're seeing right now in Owensboro is as bad as it's going to get. It'll be done in about 10 minutes. Again, here's the forecast. I'm going to go blow my nose again and see if I don't know what's happening. You know what? I'm going to put something cold on my nose. This usually helps. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. McKinsey said it should it start weakening now. I believe it's already weakening. We only see one warning in the state right now. I'm starting to see a little bit more rain involved with it. So it looks like it's already beginning to weaken. Should have taken that allergy medicine. No, no kidding. Dude, I listen, I am a baby when it comes to anything that's happening with my nose. Okay. Look how red it is. Can you guys see that? Goodness gracious. We love having an allergy attack live on broadcast, by the way. Really adds to the cinema here. Okay. Use Vicks that works fast. Yeah, the problem is I don't think I have any here. Elena said, is it going to just be windy all night? Yes. Again, we're going to keep these winds with us until tomorrow. Yes, it's already beginning its weakening. How's the new building holding up to the wind? Haven't had any problems so far. Knock on wood, I haven't had any problems so far. Yeah, no lying, tradition, no lying. Have any official tornadoes been spotted? Nothing's been confirmed yet, but sometimes that takes a couple of days. Elena, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a good night, my friend. Okay, let's take a look back in and see if we have anything going on here. Let's see here in the northwestern corner of the state. That all looks like straight line winds to me. Southwestern corner of the state, straight line winds to me as well. Matter of fact, this warning could probably be canceled. It's probably going to be allowed to expire here soon, which is going to leave us with no warnings in the state, which is good news. Again, that's good news for anyone keeping track. I'm kind of surprised the tornado watch is still up. I don't cover Tennessee, my friend. Here's a nice little broader kind of overview here. Okay. Yes, Destiny. These storms will weaken. They are already starting their weakening trend. So the longer they go through Kentucky, which this storm line will hit all of Kentucky, but here every 30 minutes or so now, it's going to weaken more and more and more and more. Well, Charles, I wouldn't know about Tennessee, my friend. But as far as Kentucky, this forecast has gone exactly how we expected it so far. How bad is it supposed to get in Sorgo? I think you're getting the worst of it right now. Yeah, the worst of it's already past you in Sorgo. That's correct, Deborah. Thank you very much. Will it trend back up? That's not likely because again, we're getting closer to 9 p.m. now. We're losing any bit of storm fuel we did have. We're going to start losing very rapidly here because we're losing the heat. We're losing the sunshine. So again, I don't expect a sudden like awakening of this storm line. Pine Grove would be in your area in about an hour and a half to 2 hours or so. Again, winds being the main risk. I will join when the money is right. What? Again, I'm starting to see a lot of questions about time frames and stuff. Again, here's the graph. Here's the forecast we put out about 1 p.m. today. Actually, I think it came out. I made it at 1 p.m. I think it came out at 2:30. Again, here's that graphic of the forecast there. You can see where we expected it to be its strongest, where we start to see it weakening, so on and so forth. If you cannot see or read this very clearly, it has been posted to our Facebook and Twitter, so you can go look at it there. No, I'm not sure where all this Owensboro tornado stuff's coming from. I have not seen anything in Owensboro. Now, there was probably a spin up to Owensboro's west, toward Henderson. But again, I haven't seen anything happening in Owensboro besides straight line winds. Again, if you're having a hard time reading them, this is so good, by the way. What in the heck? Clearwater Fuji Apple. Um, Again, if you're having a hard time reading this, it has been posted to our social media. So you can go to our page, click on it, zoom in, do whatever you got to do. Yeah, Tracy, unfortunately, the vinegar is inside the house and I'm out here and I don't fucking in. Plus, I think we'll be wrapping up this broadcast here soon because it looks like this is starting to weaken quite a bit. I'm going to stay here with you guys a little bit longer. But if it continues to weaken, there's no real reason for us to be live. As long as the pro is just dramatic, we're fine. You see any major snow event in the future? Well, when it comes to snowfall, guys, I only look about 5 to 6 days out. So the next 5 to 6 days, I haven't seen anything major. Ups the freaking nose again, dude. Golly. Again, people asking about their specific cities. The damaging winds are the same risk for everybody. Here are the different time frames to expect it. I'm taking like 30 seconds here. Someone's gonna open up their broadcast and be here for the first time and like think, what in the world is he doing? Oh, Chris posted about a possible spin up. I mean, I didn't see anything, but different eyes may see different things. You know what I mean? I can't speak for somebody else. Could you have an allergy or something in the water? No, it's the freaking. I got seasonal allergies, so anything when I step outside, like you can ask my wife. Every time I even step outside, I start sneezing or coughing or my eyes start burning. You missing a bottle or something? I wish it was as simple as that. I think I'm gonna have to start getting allergy shots here soon. Okay. Mindy, I got you. Thank you. Brenda, no, I did not. Yeah, I usually only have like spring or summer allergies, punky spunky on YouTube. But because it's warming up now and it's got to like 75 degrees today in Radcliffe, like it is. I have grass sprouting outside, by the way. Okay, so they're going to allow this warning to expire, which means there's going to be no warnings active in our state. No warnings active in our state. That's great news. That's great news. Everybody relax. Yeah, I can zoom in on Owensboro, but it's all rain and wind. That's all it is. I'm the same and nothing helps. Yeah, I haven't found an allergy medicine to actually help. And it really stinks. Yeah, I'll probably put some anti-itch cream on it when I get inside and get done with everything. We had two dandelions pop up yesterday. Why? Well, when you get grounds that are 60, 70 degrees and they get some sunshine and rain, they're going to sprout. They're going to sprout. Dude, my nose has not itched as bad in like months. Zysol, yeah, Zysol works for me for like a month or so, and then I have to switch it because then it just doesn't work anymore. Someone said it feels so good outside here in Bowling Green. How do I tell that person that's going to be 20 degrees tomorrow morning? 25 degrees. How do I tell them? Okay, I'm gonna check Twitter real quickly. Dude, my freaking nose, man. I'm gonna start crying soon. I'm not really, but that's what it feels like. That's what I feel like doing. I'm currently outside enjoying the last bit of warmth for the winter. Yeah, I do see quite the cold spell coming up here, which I mean, again, right now, yes, it does show one warning here, but that's going to be allowed to expire. So no warnings active in the state here. All that's happening, we could take a little bit of a look ahead here. Just kind of give you guys an outlook as to what's happening here. This is just one model, because I'm not going to go through all the models. Just kind of give you an outlook of what's happening here. So here is the next few days, which by the way, a lot of people keep saying they've been told snow is going to happen. Here's Monday. By the way, we may see some backside snow in Pikeville, like around 6 a.m. Maybe a few flurries, if that. Nothing Monday, nothing Tuesday, nothing Wednesday. Again, maybe a few flurries Wednesday night. Again, that's very light stuff. Maybe a few flurries. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, more rain. Which, because of the position of that low pressure and the timing here, I wonder if this is going to be severe. Wow, that is a lot of wind energy. That might be a severe storm system on Monday, January 5th. We'll take a, I mean, that's obviously a week out, so you have no idea at this point. Rain. So through January 13th, this model had really no snow for us. Okay. Here's the European model. Nothing on Monday, Tuesday, nothing, Wednesday, nothing. Maybe some snow flurries Wednesday night. Again, nothing of any real remarkable activity. Friday, rain maybe. Saturday, nothing. Going into Tuesday and Wednesday, January 7th, here maybe some more flurries. January. Now hold on. Now hold on. Now hold on. I mean, if that were to happen, that'd be a lot of snow. That'd be a lot of snow. Now hold on. Now again, this is for January 8th, so this is 10 days out. So this is probably highly inaccurate. You saw on the other model there was nothing happening. So just keep that in mind. But at least it's something. At least it's something. And then back to being nothing. So Phil's asking if I see any real snow chances just based off of that. I mean, maybe a 5% snow chance on Thursday, January 8th. Oh, I mean, again, that's why I don't really look at anything more than 5 days out because you get highly, highly, highly inaccurate. Okay, let's take a look back here at the radar, do our job that we're supposed to be doing tonight, which is severe weather coverage. I'm going to turn off that tornado watch because there's no shot in HE double hockey sticks that gets expanded. I will say, for those of you that may be new to Kentucky or maybe curious, Kentucky's highest snow output time is usually about middle January to early February. So I usually think of it as like January 15th to like Valentine's Day. That is typically when Kentucky gets the most snowfall. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, my wife has been sick for a few days and I wonder if it's starting to get to me now. I'm telling you guys, my nose it's on fire. My nose is on fire. Well, I'm guessing you meant what are the winds in Owensboro? 45 to 55 mile per hour. Louisville's probably going to be windy and rainy here in about an hour and a half or so. Don't really see anything more than that. Talk about weather now. Isn't that what I've been doing? You know what? Not even dealing with it. It's an easy ban. Aaron says the wind gusts in E-Town are crazy. Yeah, and the main line hasn't even made it to yet. No, there's not much lightning with the storm because we are lacking storm fuel. I'm sorry, guys, again, for all the nose itching tonight. Dude, this is crazy. Yeah, when I get inside, I'm going to put a cold washcloth on it and then some anti-itch cream and probably be good after that. There are no active warnings in the state at all right now. There's really, actually, out of this entire line, there's only one warning. Out of this entire line, only one warning. That's in southern Indiana. What are the temperatures behind this line? Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up and the temperatures are going to be in the mid-20s. Juana said, how's Eastern Kentucky looking for later? Windy and rainy. Donald, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Yes, Aaron, this is the same line. Monica says I'm dreading tomorrow. Yeah, me too. I listen, I love winter. I have enjoyed the last few days. But yeah, I don't like the sudden crash downs like we're gonna see tomorrow. For you, Kentucky, be windy and rainy again. I see a lot of folks asking. I'm gonna pull this up again here, guys. So far, our forecast has been pretty spot on. Here is the time frames. Really, the only severe threat in our eyes was in that red polygon area, and we've seen that come to fruition so far. Where now the warnings are starting to die down. Now that said, I can't rule out a severe warning or two for winds. I don't see any tornado risk for anybody else in the state. Okay, I'm gonna be very clear with that. I don't see a tornado risk for anyone else in the state. Now we can get periodic gusty winds, guys. You're already seeing those. So what you're going to see later on is only going to be slightly different than what you're seeing right now. And the only difference is going to be rain is going to be involved. That's it. That's it. That's why I've been telling you guys all night. Take a breath, calm down. It's going to be okay. I know a lot of us have some PTSD and some fear when it comes to storms because we've had some really rowdy storms in Kentucky the last 4, 5, 6 years, especially in the wintertime. But I'm telling you guys, I guarantee you, I promise you, I swear to you, tonight's storm line is not that type of storm. It's not. If you could think back to December 18th and 19th, which was 10 days ago, right? And that storm that we had then, this is almost the exact same thing. Matter of fact, this is probably starting to get even weaker than what that storm line was. So again, just want to point out, it's going to be windy, it's going to be rainy, might be a few rumbles of thunder. That's it. I promise. That's it. So again, everyone will be safe, everyone will be good, everyone can go to sleep. Now, my only recommendation is that if you live in a mobile home, make sure you have a way to receive alerts and warnings, as even mobile homes and trailers can get damaged from weak winds, right? So again, that's my only real kind of statement tonight. Again, I could lie to you guys, keep you in here, but that's why I'm not doing that. You know, being honest with you, this is not a major event. You're going to see some winds, you're going to see some rains. It's going to be very thin line, as you guys can see on the image there. It's a very thin line. So after 15 to 30 minutes, you're pretty much done. It's pretty much. Mason said the weird thing about the last one is that there was really no thunder with it. That's correct, because there's no storm fuel. You have to have storm fuel to have lightning, and you have to have lightning to have thunder. There's no storm fuel, guys. There's not. That's why these storms are not really getting anything, to be anything really crazy. So again, just wanted to point that out there, because we're going to wrap up this broadcast here soon, because again, there are no active warnings in the state. This line is starting to weaken as we thought it would. Now, again, that said, this line will go through all of Kentucky. So everyone in Kentucky will see this line eventually. The only difference is now it's starting to weaken. And the more it goes east and the more it gets into Kentucky, the more it will continue to weaken. Now, I will continue to post radar updates for you on Twitter and Facebook. Caitlin, I haven't seen the rotation on this line in a while. I think people are just looking for something that's not there at this point. I'm looking again right now. I'm just not seeing a whole lot. Now, that said, all that good stuff said, a lot like last week when we had that storm line come through, I would not be shocked if there is potentially another spin up. Okay. I would not be shocked, but I also would not bet on it. Again, we're approaching 9 o'clock. We're past 9 o'clock here. We're losing any little storm fuel we did have. So I will continue to update you guys through posts on our Facebook and Twitter. So make sure you follow us there, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. If any danger arises or any inclement weather, threat arises, we will come live once again here for you on Facebook and Twitter, or Facebook and YouTube. But again, at this point, the line has weakened to a point where we don't need to be live. There's no warnings active in the state, and it should continue to weaken. So just take a breath. It'll be okay. And all that good stuff. All right. Good. Everybody good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here with me. I appreciate all of your shares, likes, comments, questions, follows, subscribes, all that good stuff. Thank you guys very much. Again, I think everyone will be okay tonight. Everyone will be okay tonight. All right. I'm George Harbick, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast. Until next time, stay safe, friends.